Hello friends! Hey, I've been doing a lot of canning the last few days. And I've put up a lot stock in my pantry with my canned goods. I've done tomatoes, I've done more beans, I've done, let's see, some crushed tomatoes, different kinds of tomatoes. And I did bring you along with most of that, with the exception of the green beans, because I've already have, a video for that. But the next thing on my agenda is pickled beets. I'm going to be making pickled beets and canning them. So I also may do some just regular sliced beets, but I still have some in there in my pantry from last season, and the pickled beets don't last long in my family. Everybody loves them. So I think I'm going to do this entire 10-pound bag with pickled beets. So here we go. I'll show you how it goes. Let me scooch up here. Okay. I'm going to put them in the sink here. My scissors. Because first and foremost, I'll put them on this. We really need to rinse them because, they're dirty. And I like to give them a good rinse before I put them in my pot to cook them, just until they're tender. People think that these are, a little hard to do, but really they're not. And you don't want that. See that one that's all ick? I'll cut that up for the chickens. Anyway, let me bring in here a little bit closer so that you can see everything. Now, with my beets, I just washed them off in the sink. Give them a good washing. And you know what else I do? Is I use my pressure canner for many, many things. Water bath, pressure canning, a big soup pot. And today it's going to be used to boil up my beets. But you just want to make sure you rinse the excess dirt off of them. And these beets, I bought these at the farmer's market. I didn't grow these. And when they cut them, they cut the ends off. So these beets are going to bleed out. And if you grow your own beets to can, always leave a couple inches of the stem on there so that when you boil them up, they're not going to bleed out on you. So I'm going to have a very colorful batch of beets here. But that's all right. They'll still turn out beautiful. So we're just going to get these all washed up. And these are, there's a few of them that are just a little bit bigger, but for the most part, they're pretty much, within the same size. They're all fairly small. I got a couple in here that are large. So we're just going to get these washed up, just like so. Make sure I think I got just a hair over 10 pounds. I weighed it on my scale and it was like, actually 10 and a half pounds. 10 pounds, 8 ounces, so. I absolutely love pickled beets too. They're great in salads. Even the plain sliced beets are good in salads, but my family prefers the pickled beets over the sliced. So I still have enough sliced for another season, so these are going to go all into pickled. Almost got her here. These weren't too bad. Sometimes when you get them out of the field, they're just, oh my God, they're a mess. But in my earlier days of canning, I used to have a ringer washer. And let me tell you what, I love that thing. I put my potatoes in it, my cucumbers in it, I put beets in it, and I just fill it up and turn it on, and it would wash them like you wouldn't believe. And what I would give to have another wringer washer. I just love those. They are so good for that. Cleaning your vegetables. Okay, we got a couple more here. And we'll be good to go. Rinse this down. It's just a little bit of... wasn't bad. Alright, now I gotta use this. So anyway, I'm gonna fill these. I'm not gonna fill this completely. I'm just gonna cover them. And then they're gonna cook. I'm gonna bring them up to a boil, just about a boil. You know, pretty close to it. And then I'm just gonna let them cook for about 15 to 20 minutes because they are small. Now, bigger ones, you know, depending on the size, you might have to boil them a little longer. And that's all right. Basically, you just want them fork tender. You don't want them mush. You don't want them cooked through. You just want them fork tender. And that way the skins will be so easy to peel. You know, you may even be able to just slip them off with your fingers. That's getting there. You can see, we almost got it. I just want them covered. Okay, they are covered and ready to go. So, we're going to get this big boy on my stove. I'm going to turn it on high, bring this up to a boil. I'm going to cook them for about 15-20 minutes, just until they're fork tender. And when I'm done, I'll bring you back. Okay, friends, these are all done. And I'm just going to work on putting them in some nice cold water. Okay, now, let me move this big guy. Hey friends, now these are cooled down enough to handle. So look at how that easy that peels right off. Cut that little end piece off. Look at that. You can almost peel this right with your fingers. And that's what you want. It peels beautifully. Now see this up here, you just scrape it down below that. It's like scab area, I don't know. But there you have it. That's how easy that is to peel. Now I'm just going to chunk these. Because I'm doing chunky chunks of pickled beets. See how easy that is? Cut that little piece in the end off. Gorgeous. If you got any bad spots, just go ahead and scrape them out of there. That's it. That's how easy it is. I'll put some water in there. So that's all there is to it, friends. And I'm going to go ahead and get these all peeled up. Look at that. They peel right off with my fingers. See that? Just peel right off. The skin slips right off them. Alright, so let me get this done. And when these are all peeled and cut up, and I'm just doing them in chunks. Now you can slice them if you want, I'm just doing mine in chunks. I'll be back and I'll show you our next step. Okay friends, the beets are all cut up. You can see them right over here. I got them all cut up and they are soaking in cold water. My jars are all ready. They were hot. I set them out there. They're going to probably cool off before I get them in there, but that's all right because my brine will not be boiling hot because of that fact. So anyway, let's get this started. I'm going to first use 4 cups of vinegar. I'm going to turn that on. You're going to need 2 cups of sugar. And I am going to use my half cup measuring cup. So I'll use 4 of them. Just a hair more, okay. That's good. Set that aside. And then I'm going to use a tablespoon of pickling salt. Put that in there. Okay. And to that, I'm going to add a nice big bunch of cloves. Nice handful. There. I'm also going to throw in a nice little handful, and I know a lot of people don't do this, but I always do. I throw in a nice handful of my pickling spice. I love this stuff. Okay? You can leave that out if you want. I always put it in there. Now we're going to give that a good mix, because then we're going to add 2 cups of water, and I'm going to use the water that my beets are soaking in, because it's clean cold water. Okay, so we're going to get that out, and we're going to use 2 cups of this. I'm going to put that right in there, 2 cups. All right. Okay, doesn't that look pretty? Now that, let me get you in here a little closer. So this will come to a boil. It will simmer for about a good 10 minutes, and then when that's done, I'll be back. Okay friends, I always fill my jars in the sink when I'm doing beets and anything that is messy. So, I've got pint jars here, and I'm just going to fill these. I'm going to leave about a good inch of head space. I can take a little bit more. I might wind up putting a few more in there. But this way, it just doesn't make a horrific mess. Okay. It works pretty good. In fact, I might put a couple more in each one of those that I just filled there. I'm thinking you can see this okay. And my brine is simmering away. It's got a few minutes left, and then I can let it cool down a little bit so I can put it into these jars without having to worry about thermal shock. These are going to be beautiful. Those jars are still a little warm, but they're okay. All right, I'll get all these, the rest of these filled up. You got the general idea. You want about a good inch of headspace on them. And I'll get them off, I'll finish filling them. I'll be back and I'll show you how that goes. I'm just going to start filling these. And I may have to make more of this, and that's all right. Looks like I have just enough. See that? I'm just going to pour that right in there. There we go. Now I can take a little bit of these cloves and put them in all these jars. Okay. There we go. Now, we're going to need to debubble these, and that's what I got this one for. Push that back down in there. All right, they look good. I need one take out of there. Okay, friends, now I have got my piece of paper towel and I have got it wet, dampened with some vinegar. And I'm just going to wipe these jars down. Okay. I got on the outside of that one, so I just wipe that all down. Pick those up. Alright, now I've got my lids over here in some warm water. And we're just going to do these finger tight. Okay, friends, these can go in the canner, and then I'll make sure they're filled all the way. You want them totally submerged. Put that in there. Okay. Alright, just a little bit more. Okay. And that was warm water that I put in there because the jars are just, you know, they're barely warm. Oops, I didn't even have you on there. I'm sorry. There, friends, they are in the canner. They're completely submerged and they are ready to go. Now I'm going to put the lid on here. Put these down. Put the lid on here, and when this starts to boil, I will time it for 10 minutes. So when that's done, I'll bring you back and show you. Okay, friends, you see my kitchen is clean. You wouldn't know I just processed a bunch of beets up. And my dishes are done. That's why I always love to put hot soapy water in my sink and clean everything as I go. It makes it so easy. So all I got to do is put my dishes away. You see they're just air drying over there. Our jars are all in the water bath. It's not quite boiling yet. Everything's done. I get to take a break. So when this is done, we'll be back. Okay, friends, this is done. And I let it slow down so that I could take these out without it boiling. But look at how beautiful those turned out. Absolutely. Gorgeous. And they're dark in color. When you do regular sliced beets, they're nowhere near this dark. And I think it has a lot to do with the vinegar in it. But isn't that gorgeous? I don't want to drip it all. I don't want it to drip all over. So I got 13 pints out of a little more than 10 pounds of beets. And those, friends, are beautiful. Okay, take a look. Those are beautiful. I love that dark color. They're always so pretty on the shelf too. So anyway, that's how easy it is to make pickled beets. They're wonderful. Mine won't last very long. Very inexpensive to make. Wonderful for stocking your pantry on a budget. There you have it, friends. Thanks for watching.